We all know that celebrities only want the best that life has to offer, and legendary rapper Snoop Dogg, well, he's no different. Believe it or not, but our man Snoop just turned 50 in October, and over the course of his career, he's transformed himself into one of the most iconic and successful rappers ever. In these videos, we don't reveal any addresses, and even though I've done a house tour of my own place, please do not show up at any private residences because it's not safe for anyone. As much time may have passed, Snoop has seemingly called the same mansion in Diamond Bar, California home for over 2 decades. He must really love the place. Ever since his first taste of stardom back in 1992, after being featured on Dr. Dre's hit single, Deep Cover, Snoop Dogg has seldom, if ever, taken a misstep on his path to becoming one of the wealthiest rappers in the world. Now, his reported net worth is in the $150 million range. The crazy thing is, if we were to step into a time travel machine and circle back to the beginning of Snoop's career in the early 90s, we'd find him living in very similar surroundings to where he's at today. Having been born and bred in California, Snoop Dogg has remained a Cali boy through and through. In fact, the very first home he ever bought for himself in 1994 was a gorgeous home situated in Claremont, California. Snoop would live there for a handful of years before upgrading to a home located in the city of Diamond Bar, California in 1998, and he's lived there ever since. While Snoop has kept the inside of that property under pretty tight wraps, he's a little more open when it comes to his nearby recording studio located on the same street, the place he likes to call the church. Finally, Snoop has managed to keep up with the times by moving into his newest property located in cyberspace. No, really, Snoop Dogg is at the cusp of his breakthrough into the world of hip-hop. Snoop Dogg picked himself up this very first home for around $660,000. And this thing, well, it's about as far away from a doghouse as you could possibly imagine. Featuring 8 bedrooms as well as 5.5 baths, this Mediterranean-style villa is located in the suburban neighborhood of Claremont, California. Over the course of the time he spent living in this house, Snoop would have a considerable amount of work done to it, including the installation of marble floors, sweeping grand staircases, his very own home theater, and what's easily one of the highlights, an outdoor LA Lakers basketball court. When Snoop first moved into this place, it wasn't much bigger than around 3,000 square feet. Once he was finished with all of those renos, it had more than doubled in size, clocking in at an epic 6,527 square feet of space. Despite how especially well suited this home was for Snoop, he really didn't spend all that much time living here. In 1998, he bought his second home, which we'll get to in a moment, and by 2000, he had moved out of Claremont for his new home in Diamond Bar. Still, Snoop held on to this property for the next few years, eventually $1 million more than what he spent on the place himself. Then again, there's no way all that construction came cheap, so it's quite possible that Snoop simply broke even after moving on. Maybe Snoop should have held out just a little bit longer, because today, the home is now valued at around $2.5 million. As much as I would absolutely love to bring you all inside this home located in Diamond Bar, California, there's simply not a lot out there in terms of what this place looks like on the inside. And considering that Snoop has posted more than 50,000 times on social media sites like Instagram, without so much as offering us one verified glimpse, that should tell you that the rapper likes to keep his home life private. What we do know is Snoop's second and now primary place of residence was first purchased back in 1998 for around $720,000. It's said to feature 4 bedrooms as well as 4 baths and nearly 4,000 square feet of living space. It's located in the gated community known as County Estates, which has been described as a middle-class neighborhood that sits at the end of a cul-de-sac. Wait, hold on, a middle-class gated community? I don't think those go in the same sentence. There's just no way you could ever consider this neighborhood middle class, not unless that stands for residents making well over 7 figures a year. I mean, Snoop's home sits on more than 2.8 acres of land and comes complete with a gorgeous in-ground pool, spa, and outdoor basketball court. Oh, and did I mention the panoramic views of the California countryside? Because those are included too. Basically, this mansion sounds like everyone's dream house. But County Estates wants to pass itself off as a middle-class neighborhood? I don't think so. As nice as this home is, it hasn't exactly been smooth sailing for Snoop while living here, especially not once he got deep into the weeds of yet another home renovation. Around 2008, Snoop began ordering a whole bunch of upgrades to his family home, and he hired a team of professional contractors to get it all done. The only problem? Well, apparently, these contractors did a horrible job. In fact, this company did so poorly that Snoop decided he had no other course of action but to sue them to the tune of $500,000. According to the website The Blast, Snoop claims various agreements were entered into and all obligations were fulfilled on his end. However, he claims they failed to perform all work as promised, failed to pay subcontractors, and failed to satisfy regulatory requirements. To complicate matters even further, Snoop's lawsuit is itself a counterclaim to another pending suit. To complicate matters even further, Snoop's lawsuit is itself a counterclaim to another pending suit, this one filed against the rapper by landscape company PDQ Enterprises. This construction company is suing Snoop for refusing to pay over $12,000 in home renovations, ranging from a light stucco touch-up to the more heavy-duty stuff like removing rust stains from the in-ground pool. As part of Snoop's counterclaim, he's asking that the original suit he dropped completely. But as of right now, all of this is still working its way through the court systems. Now, in terms of the near future and what Snoop has lined up next for his humble abode, well, believe it or not, but he's already got his holiday plans on the books, and that includes inviting a very famous couple over for Thanksgiving turkey. I'm talking about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Wait, do we still call Harry a prince? I thought he gave that title up. Or is it once a prince, always a prince? Snoop runs his entire empire from. Unlike with his home, Snoop's been willing to show off the inside of this place on a few occasions over on social media, especially his trippy recording studio. Basically, this place is Snoop's glorified man cave, the place Snoop escapes to when he wants to get creative or simply have some me time. And if you ever want to visit, then you'll have to follow two simple rules that appear unsurprising, especially considering most of us know Snoop as the most smoke-friendly man in the entire universe. Speaking of the universe, with technology constantly evolving at a rapid pace, Snoop could be forgiven as a 50-year-old man if he, say, wanted to let the newest fads pass him by. But quite simply put, that's never been who Snoop Dogg is. Now Snoop has decided to team up with the online gaming community known as Sandbox to create the Snoop Dogg private party pad. Basically, it's a recreation of Snoop Dogg's personal home and virtual space. Users can sign up to attend parties that Snoop will throw and even access virtual concerts, events, and Q&A sessions as well. The Sandbox also plans to host a land sale on the vacant plots right next door to Snoop's virtual home in the metaverse. So technically, you could very well wind up becoming Snoop Dogg's neighbor online. Crazy, right? Well, I think that's gonna bring this Snoop Dogg house tour to an end. From what I'm Diamond Bar home, as well as his former place, what did you guys think? Is there anything you guys know about his family home that I might have missed? Also, how about that epic recording studio?